Hi everybody, welcome to your weekly messages for August 14th to the 20th. Okay, so let's see. What are we doing today? I think I finally made a decision about what I want to do with these readings. So I'm going to keep the you pick which spread you want for the weeklies, and instead I'm going to start doing an all signs reading for the full and new moons, you know, each cycle. So that's where I'm going to do the all sign and the circle, and then do a 3-card pick for each of those and some insight for that phase of the moon, or that cycle of the moon. And in our weekly get-togethers, then I'm gonna do the, you choose which spread. Also, the other thing I want to run by all of you is the daily reads. People have really liked those on YouTube, but the problem with that is it actually sends out everybody an email, which I don't like, so I think I might do those on here instead and just pull people over from YouTube onto here. I don't know, it's just an idea. So that'll probably start next week. Let me know what you think. If you want me to do a daily, we can kind of tune in to the energy. You can get a daily reading on here, and let me know what you think about that idea. Okay, so the Angine, that's not a word. The messages from your angels from the Doreen Virtue deck is Celeste. A happy move to a new home or place of employment is in the works. This movement will usher in positive new energy. Okay, so this could come in the form of a promotion. It could come in the form of, a new business, a new line of work, something new that you're doing, a new type of sponsorship. Whatever it is, it's kind of like a new incarnation of what you do or where you're at. So maybe you're changing schools, changing jobs. There's just a shift in where you're spending your time. So this is the Alchemist Oracle. It's a new deck that I've been using. So we're going to do a 3-card pick now. Go ahead and focus on the card that's calling to you. Oh, and then also the September readings are going to be coming out on Tuesday. So keep your eyes peeled for that. I'll post the link on my Onyx Healing page. Okay, so card number 1, resistance. So are you resisting leaning in to a direction that you know you should go, or are you resisting releasing something? When I say resistance, when you see this card, what is the first thing that comes to mind? What are you resisting? Are you resisting self-care? Are you resisting taking a break? Is there something you know you need to be doing that you're not? Kind of find the source of that and just notice it this week. Notice when it comes up for you. Card number 2, we have opportunity. Okay, so this, for everyone who's just jumping on, I'm just doing a 3-card pick right now. So the opportunity is, something you can't see yet. It doesn't look like it's come to the forefront quite yet, so just be patient. What I suspect is that that's going to be happening this week. It could easily be tied to this new home, new employment. Maybe you're looking for a new office where you do business. Different things like that are going to be coming to the surface. A new social group. So that looks like you're kind of in the dark right now, but that's going to be shifting soon. Card number 3. Birth. Okay, so what seeds have you planted? What have you been trying to call in and focus on and figure out for yourself over these past cycles? Whatever chapter you've kind of opened yourself up to, now you're going to start seeing the rewards and reaping those benefits. So make sure that you're kind of allowing space and time for those things to grow, and that'll be a really great way for you to get started. It's kind of like it has this this energy of the Fool, if that makes sense. Like just a new journey, a new adventure, stuff like that. Okay, so now we're gonna do the different spreads so you can, you know, wherever you're being drawn. You can either stick with the spread, however you want to do it is fine with me. This is for you, right? So if you want to pick a card from each, or if you want to stick with the same spread, that's totally fine. If you're like, ooh, I want this specifically, well, nah, I wouldn't make it specific to a love reading, but if you want to dedicate like the Tarot of Sexual Magic to, you know, being your romance for the week or your love life for the week, you're welcome to do that. Whatever you want. Okay, and then I'll clarify. If you guys want me to clarify something that I start to read, just let me know, and I can do that for you. I have the Spirit speak to clarify. Okay, so spread number 1. Ooh, 4 of Wands. Things are really coming together right now. So if you're picking this spread, it's kind of like you're nesting, you're putting things together, you're piecing together the logistics, figuring out, okay, you know, how are we going to build this together? How are we going to create? How are we going to come together and figure this out? So that's the main message that's coming through there. For spread number 2, it looks like you're kind of in a bind. So you're kind of stuck in what you're doing. There's not a lot of wiggle room with this week. You just kind of have to roll with the punches. And especially if you picked the Resistance card in the 3-card pick, make sure that you are releasing expectations, you're letting go as much as you can, and just making room for, you know, whatever needs to come through, because there's some blueprint behind the scenes that you can't see yet that's really important for you to just lean into and allow. If you resist it too much, then it's just going to make the experience more painful. Spread number 3, we have 3 of Cups. This is celebration, connection with friends, family, deepening connections in social groups, especially if you have a shift in a social group. Maybe you found a meetup group that you really like, or you're in a club that you really like, or you're in a class that you really like. Something's coming through for that. Okay, and this is really lighthearted. This is not taking anything too seriously. Okay, so then we have the Tarot of Sexual Magic for spread number 1. 7 of Swords. So it looks like there's certain things that you're going to have to just put on the back burner as you're putting this together. Right? So whether that be, you know, dating or a project you've been working on or something else, especially if you're getting stuff together to move and shift into a new home, or maybe you just bought a house or whatever's going on, you're going to have to put some other things aside and come into, okay, this is what's getting my full attention right now. So don't be away from that. Don't shy away from that. Just make sure you're communicating with everybody involved and saying, you know, okay, this is what's going on with me. You know, don't take it personally. Okay, so spread number 2, we have King of Swords. So this is like someone who has an air quality, a really independent thinker, and there's a lot of controlling energy coming from this card. So perhaps it's a boss, perhaps it's a friend who just wants you to do things their way and isn't really flexible in terms of, you know, how you're able to co-create with each other. So it's also creating a certain level of resistance within that relationship and that situation. So be open to kind of putting this person in their place and saying, look, we have to work together on this. Yeah, I get the impression that part of this is coming from this person. I'm not really getting any other hits or any other situations, ironically enough. Hi, Raylene. Okay, so spread number 3, the Tarot of Sexual Magic, we have the Devil. So turning to vices, as I see the 3 of Cups and the Devil together, I would say watch your partying. Watch how much social time you're getting. Try to achieve balance as much as you can, because this is like party, party, party central. Or overexerting yourself socially. So even if you're not in a party environment, it looks like there's a certain level of spreading yourself really thin, saying yes to too many people, going to too many events, etc., etc. So make sure that you are being mindful of what you need, and that's going to be really helpful. So for spread number 1, Prisma Visions, we have 9 of Wands. Again, you're working really hard. There's a lot going on where you just kind of have to put your nose to the grindstone right now to make this come together, because the 4 of Wands is really healthy. It's a really great card, but it takes a certain level of work and effort in order to really achieve that. So spread number 2, Ace of Chalices. Okay, so things are looking up. Whether this be a romantic card or not, like this could be, you know, a new relationship, as the Ace of Cups often means. But it looks like things are going to shift out of this place. It's just that this week is going to be a little bit intense, and then you're going to shift out of that and call in the Ace of Cups to kind of relieve you of that. So this isn't bad. It just looks like you're going to have to take a breath. Okay, and spread number 3, Queen of Wands. So this is that fiery energy. This is you being that socialite that I'm talking about, connecting with people, and that's a really great thing to have coming through. And in the same breath, make sure you're not saying yes to too many people and you know your own boundaries. Okay, is there anything you guys want me to clarify for any of these? I'll do... Okay, I'm going to clarify like one card from each, and then I'm going to also pull an oracle card for each of these spreads to give you guys some more info. So I'm going to clarify the 7 of Swords in the first spread, so this one. The Moon. So there's a little bit of confusion. It's kind of like as you're putting things together, it's like there's some questions on how am I going to do this? How am I going to make this happen? How is everything going to come together? And there's some big questions on the how. How do I call this in? How do I create this for myself? So just make sure you're tapping into your intuition, you're following those nudges that you get every single day to take action, and pay attention to your body. I'm also going to clarify the King of Swords in the second spread. I think this is pretty straightforward, the 9 of Swords. So I want to see what's going on with that guy in there. Yep, so again, this is also another call for you to tap into your own intuition. Trust your gut in how to deal with this person. Make sure that you are taking necessary precautions to take care of yourself and honor your intuition, honor your inner knowing, do all of those things that you know you can do. But as you look inward and as you figure out, okay, what do I want to do with this person, it's really about you calling it in, calling in your solutions. Okay, and then I'm going to clarify the 3 of Cups in the last spread. Knight of Swords. Okay, so this is, it just looks a little chaotic. In all honesty, it looks a little bit stressful. So be mindful if you're you know, if you feel really tired, make sure you're taking breaks. Make sure that you are just being gentle with yourself, because with the Knight of Swords there, the way that card looks particularly is that there's a lot going on, and it's very much like airy in your head, and kind of like you're out of body and not really being present with yourself. So it would be a really great week to get out in nature, exercise, do things like that that kind of ground you and stabilize you more. Okay, so I'm going to pull an oracle card for the first deck, and I put, from the 3-card pick, I put those cards back in here so they could pop up again. Masculine. So it is about taking a yang approach to getting things done. To making this happen, really sinking into more of a masculine role, however, you know, what male, female, whatever. It's about taking the yang approach, and it even looks like a little bit more assertive within your communication with other people is really going to serve you, because that's what's going to push you closer to getting things done and achieving that big goal that you've had for a while now and that you've been building. Spread number 2, sacral chakra, boundaries. Boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. More so than anything else, you need to set boundaries, especially with that person, whether it be a man or a woman, whoever this, whoever that person is. It's just like, tell them no. If you feel like I really need to tell this person no, then do it. It's, oh, I can already see like a lot of you are going to be prone to like just, you know, popping open your second chakra and kind of letting them get in there, which it happens all the time. I work with people on boundaries constantly. So it's a matter of really owning your power and doing work around your sacral chakra and honoring that space. And if anyone crosses your boundaries, you need to say no immediately, and you need to set that boundary firmly. There's no time to like screw around with that. Because this is how people take advantage of others, is through the sacral chakra and also the 3rd chakra, but that's different. Okay, so for the 3rd spread, communication. And this is about communicating what you need, communicating what you want from others, communicating when you're busy, communicating when you're tired. It's all about just expressing yourself, and that's going to be really healing for you this week, even if you're busy. I mean, we're all busy, right? So just make sure that you are honoring your body, you're honoring your own desires and everything like that. So communicate, communicate, communicate. It doesn't get any better than that. Just make sure you're telling people what you think and how you feel. Okay, and that is all I have for you today. Make sure that if you weren't on for the 3-card pick, I did that at the beginning, so you can go back and watch that. And then also, let me know if you want me to do daily readings on here, because I think I'm going to move that over from YouTube to here. And then you can just kind of tune in every day and kind of, you know, you get a little daily reading. So let me know what you think, and I hope you have an awesome week, and I'll see you next time.